Hey folks, I know this video is long overdue, but life got in the way big time. The rest of the 2021 season was pretty sloppy. I borrowed a car around 4, I was in and out of hospital for most of the year. So I thought rather than dissecting the old battle footage, I put together a best of my low power drift days. I think it's much more entertaining. I've also put together a bit of like a tips battle guide for low power drifters looking to get out there, so stick around for that at the end. So let's get into it. thanks for making it this far. Keep an eye on the channel because I've got some cool stuff coming up. But in the meantime, here's Eli's top tips for battling in a low-powered shitbox.
Here we go, don't over angle, it costs you speed and you won't have the power to drive out of it. Aim for smooth, consistent angle and only as much as your speed will afford. Next up, you need half decent suspension or at least balance. Low power drift relies on smooth, natural transitions. If the car's lurching in and out of oversteer like this, you're going to scrub speed and either straighten or spin. To initiate without slowing down, favour clutch kick or short aggressive flick initiations. Big flicks waste speed and handbrakes are even worse. Obviously if you actually need to scrub speed into a tight corner like this, it opens up your options, but flicks and trail braking are more likely to leave the car settled on the grip limit rather than washing out. With that said, you do want a decent handbrake. It's a useful tool to adjust your line, and being offline with low power can ruin your run. If you're low on power, you'll want to dial in an oversteer grip balance so that you can just drive faster until the rear end breaks away. You can do this by choosing a grippy steer tyre and dialing in some negative camber up front. If you need to reduce the rear grip, increasing tyre pressures will do it, and you can go as high as 60 psi on well-known drift tyres. With that said, run as much grip as you can in the back while staying sideways to help get on doors. Lowering the rear pressure increases grip, but eventually risks debeating, especially in higher profiles. If you're struggling a little bit with speed and angle, at least focus on hitting your clipping points. You should get a decent amount of points just for this, although maybe not quite this literally. As a lead car, remember someone still has to chase you. Try to avoid snap straightens or cutting the inside. If you have to straighten, that's fine, but try not to be too erratic. If you're absolutely preventing the chase car from putting down a decent lap, consider that it might be a little bit selfish to compete. But if you're able to hold most of the course, it is their job to match your style. As the chase car, trim line towards the inside if you need to. Use a racing line to make up your speed deficit. This is a technique still commonly used by pro drivers when they get gapped. Judges might call it and detract slightly for poor mimicry, but if it gets you on doors, you'll score much higher. If you do get close, don't choke up. If you have to get out of the throttle, you'll never recover your momentum. If you're the slower car, don't leave any gap before the speed gate. In this clip, I'm way too far back. Jump the speed gate if you have to and if you're allowed. You usually will be. And then try not to lift during your run unless you absolutely have to. Momentum is key when you're low on power. Learn to drift in the wet. Rain's a great equaliser. In the wet, I've been on the bumpers, albeit not the doors, of pro cars, even with a stock RB30. A lot of people aren't confident in the rain. If you can throw decent all-weather tyres on with plenty of tread and sensible pressures, you'll be in the game. And practice. Practice as much as you can. Follow someone with a similar car and more experience than you. I learnt more in a day following Benny Schumacher than I did in 6 other events when I was learning to drift. And as you can see here, Duck gave me a massive hand up learning corner 1 at Tailem Bend. Then follow faster cars and try to keep up. Remember, we all make mistakes and we all start somewhere, so don't be too hard on yourself and have fun. Drifting SA run a fantastic drift school, so if you're wanting to learn or improve, give it a look. I might even jump in and give you some tips. From here on, things in the Skyline get a lot more interesting, so here's a final send-off to the NA days.
Hey Eli, don't rash your new wheels on the trailer